Hi, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome to the channel. I'm Miko. I have fibromyalgia and I want to talk about how I get on with my day and how I live my life with chronic pain. So Campbell is indeed sick. Poor bugger, after doing all the cooking yesterday, he's not very well. So, me and Maisie are going out today, but because of what happened last night when I took her out, we're just going to go out on the scooter. And I thought, well, you can come with us. And have some creepy stuff to talk about when we come back. I made a joke about us being haunted last night in last night's video. And a couple of things have happened since then that has got me a bit spooked. So, when I come back, we'll have a chat about it. But let's take Maisie out in this scoot and see how we get on. Right, come on, we're going. Let's go. Maisie, come on. No, that's Nan's garden, that's not your garden. Come out. Right, okay, this is a problem. I'll need to come back to you to fix. I think I need to set up like a rig for this or something for if I'm going to film, because it's just too hard. We need like extra hands. Come on. Okay, let's show you the first problem you have when you use a scooter. I'm just going to flip you around to see. Alright, he's ready. But it's always mercs. Always mercs. Right, I'll just see if I can get around the side of it. The reason I didn't cross the road is because I don't have a low enough bit to get down. But I'm okay to get through here because this is a fairly small scooter. If this was a wheelchair, and now I've got caught, hold on. If that was a wheelchair, or a power chair, there is absolutely no way that I would have got past it. And I don't have a low enough bit to get down and cross the road. So just, have a think about what you do with your cars. Don't be such a dick. Maisie likes to sniff. It's her favourite thing to do. But it means that our walks can sometimes be a bit extra long. Shall we go? Maisie, come on. Come on then, let's go. Let's go, come on. Yes, good girl. Got about 2 steps before she wants to sniff something else. It's great. The thing with the scooter is it is great, it's excellent. Maisie, don't do that. Hold on. Where are you going? Oh, I see. Hold on. This way. Want to sniff things? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to Casey and I start like a rig or something onto this so that I can just fix the camera to it, because it's just a nightmare trying to do her, the scooter and the camera. Come on, Sniffy. Yeah, I'm going to put the camera away because trying to operate this camera, the scooter, and make sure that she's not misbehaving is too much. So we'll see you back at home. Sorry, I know the lighting and the audio is going to be absolutely terrible because I'm just filming this on my phone, but I just was talking about this creepy stuff that happened last night with that tinkling noise. We cannot find... Oh, here she goes. Stop scratching, go. Stop scratching, you're not getting any food. Go, go, go. Gonna look really creepy because I'm filming with the screen in front of me, so it's gonna make me look blue. But yeah, I'm back from the walk. Too much going on, couldn't deal with trying to operate the camera and the scooter, and Maisie was acting up, so you'll have seen some footage of that. Before I went out, I talked about something pure creepy that had happened. It's actually three creepy things. You saw in the video last night that something fell, and I was like, what was that? These things happen, but I could not for the life of me find out what had fallen. I expected to go through and see like a Prosecco glass smashed or something. Nope, nothing. So fine, whatever. So I'd put the remaining crackers, Christmas crackers, up on a shelf. And actually it's just the brackets, because we took the shelf off, so it's just the brackets, but they kind of tip back the way towards the wall. So when you slip the crackers in, and I'll show you, but when you slip the crackers in, that's it, they stay there. So I'm in the bath, was it this morning? I can't remember if it was this morning or last night, but I hear the almighty crash, and Campbell's like, oh, it's the crackers have fallen off the shelf. And I'm like, right, okay. I didn't think anything else of it until Campbell went to go and have a look. He's got a bottle of bourbon for his Christmas and he's not feeling so well, so he thought I'll have a couple of drams of bourbon. But he went through to look at the bottle that he got yesterday and the lid was off it and it was lying behind the bottle. And he's not like, doesn't really believe in all that stuff, and I'm not really sure. I'm like totally agnostic about it, don't have a clue what's going on. And he like is genuinely shook at this point, and so I'm like, give me a percentage. How sure are you that you put the lid wasn't off that? And he said 80%. And now I'm totally freaked out. The only trouble is I haven't actually got a light in the hall. Let me see, I've got an idea. Yeah, what we did is we put a light in the cupboard. And as soon as we put a light in the cupboard and switched it on, the lights in the hall were like, I'm not arsed about that. And they just blew. So we don't at the moment have any lights in the hall. So let me just show you it with the torch. That's what I'm talking about. Do you see the brackets here? This camera's quite heavy. But this thing here fell forwards. But these brackets make it lean back against the wall. And the bourbon that I'm talking about, please don't look in this room. I'm actually just going to show you the ceiling because it's like the dumping ground for the whole house. This is Campbell's like bourbons. And this one in the middle had, now he had broken the seal to give it a smell, I think, and put the lid back on. But he swears that he's 80% sure. Not very well, are you? Not feeling it, no.
No, I feel better.
After all that work you did yesterday, and this is how you get rewarded. Babe. Right, tell me, honestly, about the lid from the bourbon thing, because I'm freaking out right now. I'm kind of shook.
I thought, I swear that the lid was on it when I put it on the shelf.
Right.
And then the lid was sitting behind it.
It was just sitting upright, like it had been...
Just like it popped it and...
Oh, sorry, I'm just getting your forehead there. So it just popped... Right, okay. I don't want to be in this house alone anymore. I mean, I'm interested in paranormal stuff. I think the way that I view it is, I would like to believe in it, and the more it convinces me, the more excited and interested I get. But then when it's finished, I can totally rationalise what's happened with it. There's nothing really that's happened to me that's convinced me of it, and there's nothing that I've seen of anyone else or heard of anyone else that I'm like, wow, 100% convinced. You know, so we'll need to keep an eye on that. Because it's like we've been in this house like 10 years and never experienced any of that crap. So unless it's like Christmas spirits. Playing with our Christmas spirits. Well, whatever it is, it's a spirit that wanted to play with the crackers, have a drink, and has smashed something somewhere in the house, and I don't know what it is. But anyway, sorry, the whole point of this video is actually going to introduce you to my scooter. We went out in it earlier, and I actually haven't spoke about it before, that I got a mobility scooter. And I got it because you'll see from the past videos that I've done, or if you've not watched them, I'll see if I can put a card in. Not done that yet, don't know how. But yeah, you can have a look at the scooters that I've used abroad. In Florida, I've used a scooter in Malta. And when I was coming home, kind of got to the point where I'm like, why are you going away for 2 weeks and using a scooter to make it easier on yourself and so you'll enjoy yourself, but you won't do that at home? So we had a long think about it. I got a manual wheelchair first. That's another video. I can put a card in, I will. And the trouble with it is it always relies on somebody else pushing me because I don't have the upper arm strength to manually operate a manual wheelchair. So it kind of just, I didn't feel good about it, you know. So we moved on. We got a second-hand folding scooter. Now there's ups and downs to this. I'll put some footage of the scooter in just now. But there's ups and downs to a folding scooter. A folding scooter is great for getting around, as long as you've got somebody else with you, because it's 19 kilograms. There's no hope of me ever being able to lift that. I think I've lifted it once and it wasn't good. So it's not, I couldn't go out myself unless I knew that I was going to go places where there was ramps and accessibility and things like that. So mostly I'll go with Campbell and he'll lift it onto the train or off the train and things like that. But because it's a folding scooter, it doesn't have as room for as much battery life. So those kind of scooters that I was using abroad, the battery life lasts all day. Like, you know, in Florida as well, when you're going everywhere, we rarely had to charge it throughout the day. We would just charge it overnight, it would last all day. I went to Edinburgh with this scooter and I really didn't consider that when you come out of the train station at Edinburgh, you're just going uphill to get, we needed to go to the grass market if it was at the Edinburgh Fringe. And by the time I left Waverley Station and I got to the grass market, which I would say is about, for an able-bodied person, a 10 to 15 minute walk, and my scooter ran out of battery. Well, it didn't run out, but was out of battery by the time that we got to the venue. Luckily the venue let me charge it there so I could get home. It just couldn't cope with the hills. It's more like a shopper. It's more like for going around the shops or flat surfaces and things like that, because it can easily tip as well. So if you're considering a folding scooter, try and kind of match up with what you use it for. If you would use it for maybe city, using it in the city and things like that, I don't think, unless it was a completely flat place, that it would be wise to do that. But for what I need it for at the moment, it's suiting me really well. There is a stigma attached to using a mobility scooter, I feel, this is my opinion, as opposed to maybe a power chair or something like that, because you see all these memes and things of people in shopping centres who have to stand up from their mobility scooter to get something from the top shelves, and some arsehole takes a picture of them and is like, it's a miracle, they can walk. Ambulatory wheelchair users exist. Now, what an ambulatory wheelchair user is somebody that uses the wheelchair when they have to and doesn't when they don't. And it's as simple as that. Now, some people might be able to stand for a couple of minutes. Some people might be able to stand for longer. Me, up until about a couple of weeks ago, I would say I was able to walk the dog, which is about a 15-minute walk, and that was me, that was my limit. I can't do that at the moment. So I would say walking probably for about maybe 5 minutes before I'm in too much pain to keep doing it. An ambulatory wheelchair user uses the wheelchair when it's necessary and doesn't when they don't need it. So that's I say it's as simple as that. That is a very sort of like scaled down explanation of what an ambulatory wheelchair user is. There's so many different types of people using different types of mobility aids. But people just see a wheelchair and they assume that you're in it all the time and that you can't get out of it. And it's just not the case. People are using it to help them do things that they would do if they were able-bodied, such as shopping. If I was to go to Asda, walk-in, and try to do like a couple of bags worth of shopping, it's not going to happen. Or if it's going to happen, it's going to really damn well hurt. And why should I have to do that? Just for, the opinions of others. You do get some looks on it, because, I'm fairly young using it. I think mobility scooters can often be associated with the elderly, because obviously the elderly use mobility scooters when it becomes too difficult for them to get around, quite rightly. But they're not the only ones that use mobility scooters. Anybody can use one, and I think maybe people are put off using them for that reason. But I felt it was the best option for me at this time. She's a folding scooter. I've named her Diaz.
I've only had Arlo for a day and a half, but if anything happened to him, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself.
After my favourite character. She's a folding scooter. It's quite funny because if you're waiting in a taxi and you're trying to fold it down, it like pure takes ages. It's like waiting in a kettle to boil. But for that sort of purpose, it really worked quite well. We took it to Comic-Con, because you'll be getting that footage soon, in Wales and Telford, and it's fantastic. A slight, because it's like a convention centre floor, it's sort of that shiny cement, or shiny, concrete, sorry. The wheels did kind of, what we'd say in Scotland, skite about a bit, and it was a wee bit difficult to kind of turn on a sharp axis, but other than that, perfect. So if you're thinking about it, I can't remember, where did I get it? I'm going to put it up on the screen, but I think it was a place called Better Living that we got it, and it was what's called a second-hand or refurbished unit. But they don't just do folding scooters, like you can get ones that you can take apart yourself into 5 pieces to put into the boot. And that made me easier because each piece isn't 19 kilograms. This is one whole unit. You can't take it apart. So some of the, I did speak to a woman when we went to see Nick Offerman, and she was using a power chair, and she said about my scooter, that looks really good, and I was like, it isn't, I can't lift it myself, and she was like, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that either. So, it's not great for the likes of if I wanted to go out and about and I was going to, there's places where it's not accessible, so I was going to have to lift it, because that's not an option. That's Diaz. You'll see me in her quite a lot at the moment anyway, until we figure out what is going on with my hips. And if you have any questions about using a mobility scooter or ambulatory wheelchair use, or anything really, please leave it in the comments and we'll have a good chat about it. It really would be good to create a community of people who can just support each other, because I feel like sometimes it's really hard to fit in with other people, because if I was trying to get into a group of able-bodied people, I feel sometimes like I'm constantly explaining myself. I'm constantly having to explain to myself why I can't do the things that they're doing or why I have to do the things differently. And I know that's not their fault, that's my situation. I just haven't got used to sort of like constantly having to talk about it. I just want to go out and have a laugh with some people, you know? So we'll see how we get on. I obviously have my own insecurities about the scooter as well from the stigma that is attached to it, but I'm determined just to try and let go of that and live my life, and the scooter is helping me do that, so I'm damn well going to keep doing it. The thing is, you just don't know what's going on with people when you look, and it's easy to judge. Well, yeah, it is easy to judge. It's easy to sit there and look at somebody and go, you know, oh, they're drinking out a straw and they don't have to. You don't know why they're drinking out a straw. You don't. There are plenty of disabled people in this world that need plastic straws, and paper straws are just not sufficient for them. But somebody just looking would go, oh, look at you, you're killing a turtle, you know. People, you don't know what somebody's going through, and you don't know why they're doing what they're doing. And if you don't know them, just shut up. It's got nothing to do with you. Just be quiet, you know. Think it to yourself and keep being ignorant and move on. That sounds really aggressive. Third day in and I'm already like getting pure rage. That's not good. I think the last thing I would say about a scooter, or to be fair, anybody's mobility aid, whether it be a scooter, a power chair, a manual wheelchair, even a crutch to a certain extent, that is an extension of my body. So I'll give you an example. When we were in Florida and I was in the scooter, we got on the bus, and this bus driver was just really crass, and he was manhandling the scooter and farting about with the key and stuff like that, and I was just like, get off, like, unless I ask you to help me like manoeuvre this, don't touch me. He just wanted to rush me on and get all the able people on and then we could go. No, I'll take how long it takes to get on that bus, and it wouldn't have taken me much longer if he'd just left me alone. So don't touch people's like wheelchairs, scooters, mobility aids unless you're asked to. Except in the case of if somebody's just about to fall off a cliff or something, but I mean, you know, we're not stupid. Generally, the person that you think needs help has done this every day for however long and knows exactly what they're doing. And I'm sure if they were struggling, they would ask for help, you know. So these are just a few of the issues that I've found with using the scooter and things like that, but there are more positives to the scooter than negatives, that I am convinced of so far. I'll keep you up to date with how it's going with the scooter. If I have any problems with it, you know, you'll probably just see her in and out of the vlogs from now on. So thank you so much for tuning in today. This is the third video out of the 12 chronic days. So far, so good. So yeah, just don't manhandle other people's... It sounds like I'm giving everybody a lecture. I'm not really giving everybody a lecture, so let's try and reword that. My audio is really good there. I've just got like people watching telly in the background, washing machines going. So professional. But it's 12 days in a row, so you know what I mean? You're like, just take what you get. I actually, for like to give you a little bit of a horror story, is I did have 2 children climbing on my mobility scooter while I was on it, trying to remove it from where I parked it, and the mother stood and watched. I don't understand the mentality of that. I mean, the kids, fair enough, they don't know, maybe they've not been taught that that kind of thing is inappropriate, but the mother just like... Go, no down. I'd be like if they just climbed up your legs. If you're walking along to like somebody's kids just started climbing up your legs, you'd be like, what the fuck? Also, what is he watching? What are you watching? What are you watching? Christ almighty, sounds like somebody's getting murdered.